What's up? Welcome back to Nostalgia. Dave here with my 2023 Grammy predictions. We already got the nominations. We know who's up for awards. Who will win 2023 Grammys? The Grammys are almost here, and there's so much star power, so much deserved star power in this Grammy year. Very exciting. Will BTS finally win a Grammy after a few nominations? Will Beyoncé finally break through and get that album of the year nomination, or will Adele stop her in her tracks once again? You got Kendrick in the mix, Bad Bunny, Harry Styles, tons of big artists, a lot to talk about. So I'm just going to go through big award by big award, as well as some of the genre categories, and just see where I think the award is at right now, who can win, who definitely can't win, and yeah, we'll just go through it. And obviously leave a comment, let me know who you want to win Grammys and who are you rooting for the most. Just let me know what you're thinking, because there's a lot to get to. So let's just jump right into the big one, album of the year, where you have just so many artists that are huge and had huge years and had hugely successful and celebrated albums, right? ABBA, Adele, Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige, Brandy Carlisle, Coldplay, Kendrick Lamar, Lizzo, and Harry Styles. It's a big category, right? I think right off the bat, you kind of have the top group, which is Beyonce, Adele, Bad Bunny, Harry, and Kendrick. Kendrick, Adele, Beyonce, huge Grammy favorites in the past. Of course, Beyonce has 28 Grammy wins, but only has one win, in the general field for Song of the Year for single ladies. So Beyonce hasn't actually won this big one. We know Adele has. That's kind of the big heavyweight bout here, but obviously coming off the huge year that Bad Bunny just had, the biggest year of anyone in 2022 with Un Verano Sin Ti, can Bad Bunny get this album of the year nom away? I think that the thing with this is there's no bad pick from this top group, which is so cool about it. We haven't seen a Latin album win album of the year. So that's what's going against Bad Bunny. The fact that he got nominated, rightfully, justly, of course, but the fact that he got nominated might be where it ends for him. We just haven't seen a Latin album win this yet. Not that he can't, but we just haven't seen that yet. Kendrick, obviously he's been a Grammy darling for years, but Mr. Morale was not as openly celebrated the way his past albums were. So I think his wins will primarily be in the rap categories only. And Harry, I guess maybe Harry's the dark horse in this category. He's a very likable guy, very popular guy. Could Harry's House sneak in and take out Renaissance or 30? I don't think so, but can't rule it out. Brandy Carlisle, same way as a past winner. Coldplay, back-to-back album of the year nominations. Hats off to them. BTS technically get a nomination off their contribution to that album, which is cool. But yeah, I think it's Renaissance versus Adele's 30, and I would pick Renaissance to win, and that would be what I would want to see happen as well. I think that, the body of work that is Beyonce's Renaissance, it was just so impressive. That's why it was my album of the year easily in 2022. And Adele's 30 made my top 10 in 2021, but I think maybe if we get to the other categories, you can spread the wealth a little bit between these two heavy hitters. So I'm going to go with album of the year, will win and should win for Beyonce. So, we'll just keep it moving, keep it at the top here. You have record of the year, which is a very similar group for the most part. Adele's Easy on Me, Beyonce's Break My Soul, Harry's As It Was, Lizzo's About Damn Time, Steve Lacy's Bad Habit. That's probably the big group. Side note, Doja Cat's Woman is in this category, even though that song came out on an album that came out in June 2021, aka the past Grammy period. But because the song was re-released as an album single during this new Grammy period, it's somehow eligible, effectively a second time. I don't love this category fraud stuff at all. It's stupid. But, shout out to Doja Cat. Great album, but she won stuff last year, so we don't need to do this again. It's just stupid. But yeah, record of the year, I think this is where this spreading the wealth is very easy, right? Give it to Adele for Easy on Me, which was one of the biggest songs of 2021, critically acclaimed song, massive track, right? And that's, I think, a way to have a huge trophy for both Beyonce and Adele right there. But you never know. Maybe Beyonce has this whirlwind, like massive night, and she wins for Break My Soul. Can't rule it out. Also, Harry's As It was the biggest song, individual song of 2022. So you can't rule that one out, I guess. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Steve Lacy getting in here for Bad Habits, super cool. Given the year that had and the rapid rise Steve had, but I'd be very hard pressed to actually pick him to win it. Obviously, I'd be rooting for him. I love that track. It was my number 2 song of 2022. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Easy on Me here, and then Song of the Year. It's more or less the same group again, and obviously, it's always confusing to remember the recording award versus the songwriting award when you nominate mainly the same songs each time. But for Song of the Year, we have As It Was, Back Again, Bad Habit, Break My Soul, Easy on Me. They're all back here. Hard Part 5, Kendrick, as well as a bunch of other stuff, including All Too Well 10-minute version from Taylor Swift, probably most notably here. Ridiculously, God Did by DJ Khaled is somehow nominated in this category. Yeah. So, I don't know. Would it be kind of boring if Adele wins again for Easy on Me? You see this a lot, though, where these record and Song of the Year often are won by the same person, but not always. But I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to see who else could pick this up. I think Taylor getting in for All Too Well 10-minute version is probably where her night ends. Maybe she might win for best musical film or music video for the All Too Well music video. But Midnights is in the next Grammy year. Midnights will dominate 2024 Grammys. I don't think Taylor's really tripping on this one. She got the nomination. So yeah, maybe this is the one that As It Was wins. Not that I would think of that song as a paragon of songwriting, but yeah, I guess Easy on Me or Break My Soul again. Probably the pick here. And I would settle on Beyonce winning Album of the Year and then Adele winning both Record and Song of the Year. That's where I'm sitting right now, but I definitely wouldn't be shocked if Record or Song went to a third person here, just as even further spreading of the wealth. So moving on, Best New Artist, obviously, big category, popular category. People love to, and myself included, talk about the strange eligibility that people have for this award and how long they qualify as a new artist, quote unquote. That being said, this is a year that doesn't have a clear-cut winner, clear-cut A-lister in the traditional sense, the way we've had in the past few years. The past 4 Best New Artist winners were no doubters. Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, Megan Thee Stallion, Dua Lipa. We don't have someone of that caliber, at least not that caliber yet, in the field here. But it is an interesting mix once again. Anita, Omar Apollo, Wet Leg, Lotto, Maneskin, ring a bell to me, or probably ring the most bells to most people. Mooney Long as well. Interesting category. I like Lotto, but I feel like Anita's going to win this, which would be a nice nod again, a Latin artist winning, not just Bad Bunny, but someone else winning a big award as well. Just because I feel like Anita's probably the biggest profile of this group. Shout out Omar Apollo, though, as well, who had a big year and has rapidly risen the past, year or two. That would be cool. I don't know if Lotto's quite big enough to take this one home, but this is an interesting one. I'm just going to settle with Anita, but I don't know, maybe Maneskin, who are, kind of popular band from Europe. Who knows? Maybe they could get in. Not sure. So, yeah, we'll go with Anita for Best New Artist. Tough to say. Yeah, then let's just go into the genre categories, where this is where I think you get perhaps more diversity of winning. So, pop solo performance is an interesting one once again. Easy on Me, Adele. Moscow Mule, Bad Bunny. Woman, Doja Cat. Bad Habit, Steve Lacy. About That Time, Lizzo. As It Was, Harry. Again, similar group to what we've been discussing for the big ones, but this might be where you see somebody else win, because the Grammys don't usually do the full sweep all the way up. So I wouldn't be shocked if this is where Harry wins, or this is where Steve Lacy perhaps got a win in. Moscow Mule, really cool to see a Latin song here in pop solo performance. Maybe Bunny gets it. Not sure. I'm gonna go with Harry taking this one though. Just have a feeling that Harry's not gonna come home empty-handed. But yeah, who knows? Maybe Adele sweeps all this pop stuff and I look silly later. Who can say? Pop duo size group performance, bit more interesting. ABBA, Don't Shut Me Down. Camilla and Ed Sheeran, Bam Bam. My Universe, Coldplay and BTS. I Like You, Post Malone, Doja Cat, and Unholy, Sam Smith and Kim Petras. So interesting one here. I'll rule out Camilla and Ed right away. I'll rule out Post Malone and Doja. Post Malone's actually never won a Grammy despite a bunch of nominations. So that leaves ABBA, Coldplay and BTS, and Sam Smith and Kim Petras. Coldplay and BTS, My Universe. Coldplay, Album of the Year nomination. BTS, multiple years in a row with a nomination as well in other categories. Could this be the acknowledgement of BTS as they go off on a temporary break? Not sure, because Unholy with Sam Smith and Kim Petras was a number one hit for several weeks. Really big track, and a recent big track. That would be on the mind of voters when they're voting. But also something about ABBA being around. Album of the Year nomination. First album in, decades. Something about ABBA being around kind of makes me feel like they're going to shock some people in some category. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. But I'm going to settle with Sam Smith and Kim Petras winning pop duo performance for Unholy. Then keep moving once again. Pop vocal album, ABBA, Adele, Coldplay, Lizzo, Harry. All of them nominated for Album of the Year. Probably Adele pretty easily, given she's a top favorite for Album of the Year. But yeah, who knows? Maybe ABBA steals it. Maybe Harry steals it. I guess Harry stealing it probably could be possible, the way like Taylor and Dua Lipa split 2 Grammys back. So, who can say? All the categories where Beyoncé is nominated for like dance electronic, usually for Break My Soul, I feel like Beyonce's got that. Beyonce's going to win dance electronic music album because it is a disco record. So that's pretty cool. Moving on though. Progressive R&B album. That's probably where Steve Lacy would get his trophy if he is to get one for Gemini Rights. That'd be pretty cool. Or R&B album, you got to figure that's Mary J. Blige, who got into Album of the Year kind of surprisingly. So shout out to Mary there. The big Latin artists, Bad Bunny's in Musica Urbana and Rosalia's in Latin rock or alternative. You got to figure they're the favorites in those 2 categories. Pretty well earned. Obviously, I would have loved Rosalia to be in bigger categories than she ended up getting for Motomami, but at least she'll get a trophy there. R&B performance, traditional R&B performance. You got Beyonce once again for 2 different tracks there, Virgo's Groove and Plastic Off the Sofa. Those would be my picks for sure. R&B song, that's where Cuff It's nominated. Again, that's definitely my pick. I think a lot of these are kind of straightforward. Going to rap, though, is where it gets really disappointing just because these nominations are crazy. Rap performance, quite the mix here. God Did, DJ Khaled, Doja Cat, Vegas, Pushin P, Gunna, FNF, Glorilla, which I love that that's there. And then Hard Part 5, Kendrick. Kendrick's going to win this one. Melodic rap performance, Die Hard, Kendrick is here as well as Jack Harlow's First Class, Future, Drake, Thames, Khaled, different song, Lotto, Big Energy. Feels like it's Kendrick, but I don't know. Jack is here. People like Jack. Wouldn't be my pick, but I feel like we might see that. Best rap song, a little bit different, kind of same mix though. Jack Harlow and Drake, Churchill Downs. God Did once again, Hard Part 5, Pushin P, Wait For You. Feel like it's Hard Part 5 again, pretty easy. And then best rap album, Khaled, Future, Jack, Kendrick, Pusha T. Easily going to be Kendrick. Lock that one in. And yeah, I think those are kind of the most interesting ones to me. It's all that star power, right? And I guess just seeing like how much of the wealth really gets spread and whether like new things happen, right? Like Beyonce winning like a big category versus, we know she'll win the dance and electronic stuff. We know she'll win the R&B stuff because she always wins those things when she's in those genre categories. But we want to see Beyonce win the big one. So that's what I'm looking for. Does Bad Bunny get anything in the bigger category, whether it's pop or even further up? Does Harry mix it up? Does ABBA make a surprise? Does Coldplay's, kind of continuing Grammy clout propel BTS? Not that BTS need help with really anything in life, but when it comes to people voting here in, the West, maybe they do. And that'd be cool if that happened. So yeah, let me know what you think will happen and what you want to happen with the 2023 Grammys, and leave a comment who you're rooting for most. And for more Grammys, more award shows, more music, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.